Good morning, good morning. Apologies for the croaky throat. If you can hear that I'm not like my normal chipper self, I think it's a week of being in Sydney at South by Southwest and, surrounded by a bunch of people, all that kind of stuff. So let me find my guest host. So I'm adding someone in. Lovely to see everybody popping in. So we've got Andre, Isha, Bill, how you doing? My felt lady, how you going, my love? You look like you had a great time at your most recent trade show. The lovely Wendy, as always, Lisa, and Jeff, how you doing, Jeff? Cherie, perfect. Sally, lovely, lovely, lovely. Good to see everybody. Now, as I mentioned in the email, this is the last one for the year. So we're going to wrap it up today. We're going to talk about, everything. Well, my favorites from the year, I guess, is the best way to start. And also just give you a little bit of a wrap up of what we saw, what I came across, what kind of blew my little mind at South by Southwest last week. So let's crack on. As always, we're only here for 30 minutes. Let's go to the right slide deck. There we go. We're only here for 30 minutes, so it will be a quick one. Before we kick off, as always, I do want to pay my respects to all elders, past, present, and emerging. So any First Nations people that we have identified in the room with us today. This is my home country. This is Bundjalung country in the Northern Rivers of New South Wales. So we do have some new people, Sally and some others on the line. So thank you for those of you who've not done one of these sessions before. My name is Tracy Sheen. I'm the author of The End of Technophobia, which was Australia's Business Book of the Year and Best Technology Book in 2021, getting ever, ever, ever closer to the second book, AI and You, putting some stories in and finalizing covers and doing all crazy kinds of things at the moment, and looking for a release date for that for the first quarter of 2024. You may have seen me around the traps. I have a regular gig with Koshi's Business Builders. I've also been featured across a number of media organizations. This year, I've done over 120,000 kilometers, over 120 workshops and webinars, and I've spoken to over 1,500 people directly in workshops and webinars. And you beautiful people in the room today are part of those numbers. So we're influencing and changing the lives of small business owners, one webinar, one workshop at a time. And we just finished a 6-week CRM session out at Western Downs yesterday. So my love and thoughts go to all of the people that are still getting back in after fires and fighting fires and doing all crazy things. It's been insane around this region. All right, I've got a hot drink here to try and help my throat, so let's hope it lasts out for 30 minutes. All right, let's kick off. Normally top 10, right? I couldn't quite narrow down my favorite for the year just to 10, so we've got a couple of bonuses in there. So I'm going to go through them quickly. As always, Peter's on the line. He'll be popping the links into the chat box. So if there's something that particularly tickles your fancy, then make sure that you take a note of the link and you can investigate it in your own time. All right. The first one I want to talk about as a wrap up for my favorites for 2023 is SuiteDash. Now, SuiteDash is an all-in-one platform that allows you to white label. Essentially, at the heart, it is a CRM system, so customer relationship management system, although it's not just a CRM. It has a learning management platform built in. It does projects, email automations, task managements, projects, landing pages, client portals, e-signatures, payments, invoicing, just does a whole range of stuff. And what I really like about this one, now, to be honest, I can't tell you if there's a lifetime deal on AppSumo right now, but we do have lifetime deals available with SuiteDash. This is what we used for our 6-week mastermind class with the CRM people over the last 6 weeks. And just a great little system in terms of, revolutionizing the whole of business. So if you've been looking for a CRM, if you've been looking for something that rivals, dare I say, Kajabi or a few of the other Thinkrifics, that type of thing, and you are still working to a price point, then SuiteDash is a great system. All the emails and things you get from me come directly from SuiteDash. Okay, the next one is Cody. Meet Cody. So one of the real transitions we've seen with AI across this year, forgive me, I'm going to have to stop a little bit more frequently today. One of the things that we've seen across AI transitioning this year is people using the LLMs, the large language models like your ChatGPTs, and starting to use them to build in to do other things that can make a bigger difference to your business. And Meet Cody is one of those AI systems. Now, the difference with Meet Cody, and this is not the only one out there by any stretch, but these systems now, you can train them on your own documentation. So PDF files, images, Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, URLs, and you can train the system to either act as a chatbot, external facing, or even to kind of collate all the information and create yourself a bit of an internal intranet. So you can always find things and know where you've put them, what you've called them, and how they're going to influence your business. So you choose what you want to train these systems in. You have to upload the documentations, etc. But we've played around with these throughout the year, and I can really see that this is kind of that next bridge between just ChatGPT and where we're going with general AI, where everything will kind of be uber connected. So we're actually looking at building something like this as our next website. So as opposed to having to go through, trawl all the different pages looking for things, we're looking to create just one search bar on the landing page or on the home side where you'll be able to ask questions and find exactly what it is you need. And we'll be using something like a Meet Cody in order to do that. The next one is Synthesia. Now, we did speak about this one earlier in the year. Remember, this is a wrap-up of my favorite for 2023. Now, Synthesia is one of those AIs that really blew my mind when it first came out. And what this one does, again, lots of them out there now, that Synthesia still kind of leads the way. It will create videos for you from text. So if you've got explainer videos, how-to videos, that type of thing, you can choose your avatar in terms of gender, ethnicity. You can create an exclusive avatar for your brand, access different languages, different accents, and then you just type in the information that you want the video to be saying, and it will convert that text to a video for you. So really, really handy for things like FAQs or how-to videos or procedure videos, that type of thing. So again, Synthesia, another great one, super easy to play around with as well. Okay, next one is Fireflies. Again, folks, by no stretch are these the only ones that are able to do what we're talking about. What I want you to walk away with is like, oh my God, this stuff is out there now. It is existing for us to, be able to implement in our business. And that's what we need to be thinking about now. So Fireflies, what Fireflies will do is record and automate your meetings for you. So you invite Fireflies to a Zoom or to another virtual platform, and it will start to create the notes for you. It will capture video, audio. You can choose whether you want, one or the other or both. It'll generate the transcripts. It'll give you a one-click option for follow-up tasks, questions, etc. And then what I like is you can collaborate with workers. So if we're all on a call together, Fireflies is recording everything. I can say, hey, make sure that Wendy follows up with X, and Wendy will get a notification highlighted to say, hey, this is the thing that you need to follow up with. So again, gone are the days, folks, of, having to be online and record and then send it through to somewhere to get things, transcribed for you, or the closed captions or anything like that. It really is now at a space where we can just load these systems up and it will do this grunt work for us and free us up for some of that more intensive knowledge work. All right, the next one is Cast Magic. Keen to know if anyone's using this. This has become a bit of a cult favorite with some of the people in my tribe. They keep telling me how good this one is. People who have podcasts or do a lot of audio content really seem to love this one. So what this does, a little bit like Fireflies, but built around the audio. Good grief, I can hear my voice. I apologize, folks. It sounds horrible. So it'll take the audio files for you and turn them straight into the transcription. So if you have a podcast, think about that. You just upload your MP3, your voice folder, and it will create your show notes. It'll create a blog of the episode. It will put your timestamps in. It'll create topics. It'll give you summaries. It will split things up by speaker. And then you could say, turn this into content for LinkedIn or for Facebook or for any of your other social media platforms. So if you're a podcaster, hands up my podcasters in the house, this is definitely one that you want to be all over. Can't tell you the amount of time that I used to spend creating show notes and blogs, etc., etc., etc. Cast Magic has just completely revolutionized the way that we pull together a podcast now. Just going to check the chat. Nicole's saying she's currently using Fireflies for note-taking for interviews, etc. Great, but does have a few glitches. Had a few chuckles in its conversations. Better microphone might help. Yep. And it does learn, Nicole. So one of the things that you'll notice, the more you use it, the more it will learn. It will be trained on your voice and it will get to know the names of people you use, particular industry terminology, etc. All right, talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Tango. Okay, love, love, love Tango. Using this with a lot of clients that have knowledge bases and things that they need to turn into procedures. So Tango allows you to record your screen, talk through what you're doing at the time, and then Tango will turn it into a procedure. So it will circle the information, it will highlight things, create that full interactive walkthrough for you. Where do you click? What do you need to know? Where do you need to go, etc. So integrates with all of your usual suspects in terms of cloud platforms, etc. And it gives you that real-time analytics dashboard so you can see who's actually using the systems, what is going on in terms of, are they making it the whole way through the presentation or the procedure? Are they dropping out? And then, of course, if you integrate some of these things, you can start to, again, turn them into audio or maybe synesthesia. So you've got different languages and different accents and things going on as well. So the time has come, folks, where we need to start thinking about mind mapping this stuff, right? In the new book, I talk about the 9-step strategy that I've built around artificial, and it's that assessing, reviewing, triaging, picking what we need to work on first, and then having that real strategic mindset to thinking through how we're going to put stuff into play. Aisha's saying that needs to give Tango for giving work, new tasks. Absolutely. So anytime, particularly if we're working with a VA, that's a really good suggestion, Aisha, is just do it once, record it, hand it off to the VA. Tango will turn it into a procedure for you, and then the VA knows exactly what they're doing. And what I love about Tango is it does have a freemium model as well. So, free to play around with it. And then if you really love it and you're using it a lot, of course, you then lock into paying for it. One of the other big things that I noticed this year, folks, and one of the big suggestions that I'm sharing with people now, and certainly 2024, the breakneck speed at which we're moving in things now, I'm avoiding signing up for annual contracts. I'm going month to month. Might be a little bit more expensive, but it means you've got a bit more flexibility that you can jump about if technology improves, and we know it's going to. So you might go all in on Tango, and then 3 months down the track, they release something else that integrates perfectly with Google Workspace or with Microsoft 365 as an example or something, and you go, hang on a minute, this one's going to work better now. Instead of having that 12-month subscription, you can just drop it and pivot really, really quickly. So it's the thinking that we need to be aware of, is what's going to work for us best. How are we going to make the most of these things? So Originality is still probably one of the best AI and plagiarism detectors out there. So there's a lot of conversation around, how do I know if something's been created by ChatGPT, or, how am I going to know if someone's submitting a blog that they haven't just written it using AI. So Originality AI will help you with that. And it will even go to the point where it will tell you if something's been paraphrased. So they've taken the content from somewhere else and just twisted the words a little bit. Now, still true that the longer form content is more likely to be picked up. So if you're using ChatGPT or something else for some quick social media updates, then the likelihood of that being picked up is much slimmer right now. But definitely with longer form blogs, 300, 500, 700 words longer, then Originality AI is certainly going to help you identify that stuff. Interesting, when we were at the conference last week, one of the panels that I went to about AI, one of the panel members actually used ChatGPT and did it on purpose, used ChatGPT to write their bio. And, we put it out to the audience and they kind of said, which one used it. And fortunately, probably the vast majority of us in the audience went, yeah, it was that one. So, some stuff is still pretty easy to pick up, but it's getting trickier and trickier. Okay, so let's keep going. Personal.Ai. Now, I had a really big play with this one, and I like it. I guess I was a little bit concerned at the amount of computing power that it was using in the background of my system. And I ended up switching it off because it was making my poor little system just work really, really hard. So that tells me it's taking a lot of the grunt power of my computer, where I, probably need to be using it somewhere else right now. But again, these tools are only going to get quicker, faster, better, all of that kind of stuff. So a couple of weeks ago, I heard Zach Bass, the go-to lead for ChatGPT, speak at a conference, and he was saying, when they first launched ChatGPT, the cost was up here within, it's, not even 12 months, folks, that ChatGPT has really been out to the public. The cost of running ChatGPT now is, like 1,000 times cheaper than what it was 12 months ago. So again, it's the speed and the process at which these things are moving. It won't be that long before these won't be taking up that level of power. So Personal.Ai is about creating almost like an AI VA. It will learn to mimic the way that you speak, the tonality, the inflection, the way that you string sentences together. And then you can create different little autopilots for different groups where Personal.Ai will actually go and respond on your behalf. You can set it to draft, so you still get the final okay, or you can set it, just let it loose. So, I had to play with this and I let it loose with family members. It's pretty good. Again, like Nicole said, you've got to train these things. You've got to put in a bit of time and effort to get them used to the way that you work. But again, we are at the very, very start of this stuff, right? So think about what they're going to be like this time next year, 3 years' time, 5 years' time. They're only going to keep getting faster, better, more authentic, more accurate. So Aisha saying she's seeing so many people using ChatGPT for emails and sale pages. Too much enthusiasm in the tone. It's over the top. Yeah, not really authentic. And that's exactly right. And, one of the things that we need to be doing with AI now is really training our systems and our AI on how we want them to interact. So one of the best things that you can be doing and spending your time on over the next couple of months is really becoming a good prompt engineer. So knowing how to interact to get the best out of these systems. We should be teaching it to our kids now. We should be teaching it to, all of our business owners, our educators. Like, everyone needs to know this stuff, because the AI is not going to slow down, and it's the knowledge workers that are going to be impacted the quickest. So those of us who are picking these tools up, integrating them now, spending the time figuring out what's working, what's not working, how to change a prompt around, how to do this kind of stuff, y'all are in a much better position to keep moving, pivoting, and changing as things come up. Okay, the next one is neural newsletters. I really like this one. This allows you to create newsletters using AI. So you give it a bunch of websites, different URLs and things. You use Reddit or Wall Street Journal or whoever you go to for your basic industry updates. You give it access to that, and neural newsletters will pull relevant content that's curated for you to look at, and then create a formatting based on an engaging style of interaction for your readers. So where this really comes into play is it's not going to take away from you building that relationship or building that community. That's still on you, and that's still where the value, is. What this will do, though, is take away that grunt work, that researching of where am I going to find the information? Who do I go to? What does this look like? You set neural newsletters up in the background. It'll pull all that stuff together for you. And then you just have to go through kind of one location and go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then put it into a template. You can put emojis, change the structure, change the type, etc., and off you go. Okay, Splash. Splash we only talked about last month, but it rates a big mention for me and needs to be in our top review of the year, simply because it's one of those ones that it's, again, the first of its kind that I've seen come through. And Splash is that copyright-free music generator. So again, you create your music based on text prompts. So keeps coming back to, right, we need to get better at being prompt engineers, and then Splash will create music for you. So it can sing, it can rap, can be an instrumental, it can just produce, compose, whatever. So you can play with this to your heart's content and get 15-second songs, over and over and over again. And then obviously if you want longer versions, or if you want to create a video to go with it, then you look at paying for the facility. But again, even if you're not going to use this, just that mindset of jumping in and having a play and going, oh, that's kind of interesting. How is this going to disrupt music? Or how is this going to look like? Can I create something for a podcast or for my own videos, etc.? Capsule, AI video editor. So using AI will edit your videos and include motion graphics. You can still edit text. It'll add B-roll, so you can say, include a sunrise over the background of this image. I want people walking across the street. I want, echidnas rummaging for food, whatever. It will do all of that for you. So again, takes that kind of researching and grunt work out of your editing of videos. Now you can play around with this for free for 3 projects. So again, gives you enough of a time to kind of go in, have a bit of a scratch around, see what it can and can't do, see whether it's where you need it to be yet before you decide what you want to do. Flightplan. Now, Flightplan is this automated marketing strategy. Now, when I spoke about this, a few months ago when I came across it, this was one that really blew my head. As an old marketer from way back, strategies was something that A, it's our bread and butter, but B, it takes a long time to pull all of that information together and to create and craft a solid marketing strategy for our client. So Flightplan, you pay per project, and You go in, you describe, you say, what is it you're trying to do? Who are your people? What are you trying to achieve? Where are you marketing? All that kind of stuff. And Flightplan will go and pull the strategy together for you. Now, if you were on the call when I first spoke about Flightplan, I said I was going to have a play with it for my new book, AI and You. I did that. And this came back with like a 50-page strategy. So it was really in depth. Now, again, the prompt engineering, right? It was on me. I needed to refine some of the key demographics that I was really looking at. But once you've created that project, you can go in and redefine, that's not quite right. I'm actually working with these type of people. And then it gives you avatars. The really cool thing about that is I can have an AI conversation with the avatars of the people that I think are going to read my book and drill into what is it that they really want to know. So imagine you're creating a new product, a new service, a new strategy. This thing will help you really get into the heads of the people that you're trying to connect with. And my apologies to any marketers on the call. I would be leaning into this thing now, and adding your value of the relationship that you have with your clients in order to really bring the best of both worlds to your client. Okay, we covered 12. Can you believe it? And we've still got 4 minutes to go. So, folks, as I said, that's the last top 10, top 12 for the year. So please keep in touch. You'll notice if you go to my website, we've got we're under renovation. So keep an eye on that because we're going to be updating our progress as we work through what the new website looks like. We're very much going to be building it with AI. Make sure that you're following me on LinkedIn and all the social platforms. I'll be giving you updates on how we're going with building the website, where we're at with the book, where we're at with everything else. You're very welcome, Wendy. Love to know. I've just got something annoying me on my face. Love to know. I'm going to hit stop share. Love to know, what was your highlight for the year? What tool did you take away that you are really going to have a play with over Christmas? So Candace is saying, time for some serious TLC. Mate, I'm off for a cruise on Saturday, 7 days on the ocean. Happy days. So as we wind up with our 3 minutes to go, and you pop into the chat box for me what you liked and what your favorite tools are for the year, I just want to give you the brief rundown on South by Southwest. So if you haven't heard of it, it's a big tech, music, gaming, arts screen conference that happens in Texas, in Austin, every year, has been going for a number of years. This year was the first time they've ever taken it out of Austin, and they brought it to Sydney. So it was a full week. So it went Sunday to Sunday, and there was over 850 speakers. They had 19 conference tracks running simultaneously at any one time, and different things kind of happening all over the city. So what were my big takeaways? Obviously, I was very focused on the tech and the AI stuff. What were my big takeaways? Well, we're a lot closer to general AI than we think. And general AI is when everything starts to converge and talk to each other. So here's the takeaway. You need to be playing with these tools now. You need to get comfortable now. You need to be looking at how you can be incorporating AI and emerging tech into your business now. Search as we know it, in terms of jumping onto Google and searching for things the way that we have been. The internet, dead as we know it. 3 to 5 years is the best kind of guess before everything is flipped on its head and we're doing things in a very, very different way. So it's incumbent upon all of us right now, as business owners, as parents of school kids, of teenagers, as adult children of older parents, whatever industry we're in, government, it's now time for all of us to be thinking about, how can we be training people? How can we be upskilling? How can we just be staying aware of what is going on? Because this thing's going to go, and it's going to go really, really quickly. The guys from Google and the guys from Microsoft at the conferences were all talking about this moment in time being like the discovery of fire. That's how big they're saying it is, okay? So when you think about that in terms of what this means to your business, if you're a trade, you're probably going to, leverage this time really, really well. Think about the metaverse, think about immersive technologies, being able to go in and fix things and do things as you're looking at a screen and working on it. For those of us in knowledge-based industries, mate, we need to lift our game now. We need to be building relationships, building communities, and thinking about how we take our community on this ride with us. It's what my next book, AI and You, is all about. I can't wait to bring it to you. We are at time. Let me check the chat. I just want to see what everyone's been saying. So Debbie's saying Flightplan. So much fun, Deb. Like you're gonna just $29, I think it cost me to do the strategy for the book. Refining Fireflies, Nicole, perfect. Go in and have a good play with it. So Aisha's been playing with Midjourney, but looking forward to using some of the other ones. And Midjourney's just had another big upgrade too. So remember, these things aren't static. Think about Canva. They've just introduced their whole AI suite. Copilot's launching. Bard's coming in with Google. By the time we come back next year, it's going to be a different landscape again. So Sally's been using Bard, which is Google, ChatGPT, working on prompting skills. Bard's latest update is really helpful for checking sources. Absolutely. Good on you, Sally. Well done. Candace is saying that I am her most useful tool. I love that. Thank you, my love. Look forward to seeing you next year. So Aisha, yes, and of course on Midjourney. Perfect. Hunt them down. Jump on YouTube. Make sure you're following me on socials. If there's something you want to know and I haven't come across it, reach out to me and say, who should I connect with? Who are the best people? Very happy to put you in contact with or go and find this stuff for you. So I have like 12 books downloaded that I'm going to try and read over the next 7 days. So I make sure that I've got all the information in my head ready for the book launch. AI standards launch in January. So that's going to be a big thing on how we're thinking about bias and ethics in AI moving forward. So keep an eye on my socials. I'll be talking about the AI standards as they launch. Wishing you all such a wonderful end to your 2023. Thank you so much for being part of the community this year. Please spread the word. I'm going to keep doing these webinars next year. It's more important than ever than we lean into these tools. If you want me out in region, if you want me to do a webinar, drop me a note. You've got my details. Love to come and talk to you and do some more training and get you all playing in the AI universe. That's it from me, Tracy Sheen, the Digital Guide. I'm out. I will talk to you in 2024. Thanks so much, folks. See ya.